yeah, so I finished editing his takes, and I'm pretty tired. Yeah, I'm pretty tired, and I figured it'd be a good time to take a minute and kind of just I don't know. I'm way late in my editing process. I should have started earlier. It's so much work, and you know, it gets exhausting, and you know, the episodes stop being funny. You know, it gets hard to stay on top of the writing process, and you know, like I said, you know, I should have started editing a while ago. So, you know, I'm gonna take a little bit of break from webcams, probably just 2 weeks. So yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna stop. It's just a little bit of a pause. We can look at some other things, work on some other things, just kind of clear the cobwebs from the head, and you know, freshen up and seek out some new inspiration or something. Probably shouldn't be making videos late at night, huh?
When it's horrible, bad and wrong. When it's horrible, bad and wrong. When it's horrible, bad and wrong.
So after the episode is assembled, the next pass that I do, I pick out all the takes that I'm going to use. So the next step, I watch every take of every line, pick out which ones fit best. As an example, I'm looking at this take right here of Maddie's footage.
What's there not to believe? Well, for starters, you having a girlfriend is pretty unbelievable.
So that's number 1.
Well, what's not to believe? Well, for starters, you having a girlfriend is pretty unbelievable.
And that's number 2.
Well, what's there not to believe? Well, for starters, you having a girlfriend is pretty unbelievable.
And that's number 3. Those are all 3 takes that he had for that line. And the things I consider are, you know, what's said beforehand, what's said afterwards, the quality of the performance of each line that he has, and in this case, one of the things is tempo and speed, and it's actually the last take that I'm going to end up using. So I'll just trim the footage here to the last take, and again, I mentioned the waveform earlier. That waveform is the best. I mean, it's so important to editing videos, and every now and then it gets messed up in the timeline, which messes me up a lot. It makes it harder because then I have to just kind of edit by sight, by what's on the screen, whereas if I can see where all the audio is at, which is the waveform there, then it makes my life way easier. I want to point out this one other trick to help sort through the footage. Again, with Matthew's footage here, you know, he's got a whole bunch of takes of this one line, and you know, it takes time to go through all of that, but I can look at the waveform and I can see not only if the line is incomplete, because you can kind of see where it's like here he trails off, and if you skip to the end of the clip of his takes, you can also see where he's got the complete line. So that's what the complete line looks like in the waveform. And the other thing about the waveform is that you can like just compare that to the one right next to it. You can see there's more volume and there's more intensity in his speech with this last take. So I can just look at the waveform, go to this last take, and pretty much see.
Are you really gonna go all OCD on my choice of words when Captain Awkward Face himself is claiming that he has a girlfriend?
And I can pretty much tell from the waveform that that's, you know, for the most part, gonna be the strongest take. Okay. Well, I guess the fully assembled episode was 35 minutes long, and we are pretty much down to 11 minutes, 8 seconds. And that's what the timeline's looking like. Right here. Yep. It's edited all down to the takes. All the takes that I'm using. So we're just going to edit. The next pass, I'm gonna edit and tighten everything up and get it presentable, basically, almost ready to go. And then that final pass is the grid and doing the flipping back and forth with the two shots, the 2-up. Okay, I'm about a minute into the editing of the actual editing. You know, one of the things about like the 2-up here, the interesting thing about that is that it's actually kind of a handy tool. Sometimes it's more than just icing, you know, on the cake, making it look pretty. Sometimes it's actually a useful tool. So I just wanted to show you, this is what it actually starts looking like once I've edited. And this here, these 2 clips right here, this is a sample of the 2-up, which is that right there. That's on the preview screen. And I just want to show you how that works. It's actually kind of just simple math, if you can think about it that way. You double-click it to pull it up into the viewer window, and then you go into motion. So obviously it's 50%. I changed the scale to 50. So that's part of it, and that puts it to the center of the screen. And then the center, so it's either 180 or negative 180, and if it's over to the left, it's negative 180. So just change that. And boom, you move them over, and that's perfect alignment. So that's how the grid works out, and this is what it looks like.
I don't believe you.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't believe you.
How can you not believe me?
Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you, just staying in this realm here, the importance of multiple tracks in your editing software, which is why I'm giving editing software away, because you can't do this in Windows Movie Maker or iMovie. You need a more powerful editing tool. So you can see, when I originally assembled the episode, all the parts were spread out across the 3 main tracks. Well, as I actually edit, I'll bring them down and usually start with the first layer, and then I usually just work with the main two layers, but obviously you see, like over here, it will spread out, and it's really just all about layering. And again, I talked about the waveforms. Like this is a good example right here. So we see,
Is there not to believe?
What's there not to believe?
in order to get that dialogue tight and like they're actually talking to each other, I got to be able to see where the waveform is and be able to match that up. And it's a lot of just inching it back and forth until it fits into place. Okay, it is just about 20 after 4 in the PM, and everything's done. I still have to take one more pass on it and clean up some loose ends. Otherwise, it's all edited very nice and tightly. The grid, the 2-up is there, and it looks really good. And there's some really good pacing to it. Like it builds very nicely. I just have to smooth it out a little bit, but otherwise it's done. Almost a complete 24-hour project, and I'm very exhausted now, ready for a nap. 4:20, there it is. Holy shit, I've taken like an hour worth of footage. Crazy. This vlog, I've shot an hour worth of footage for this vlog. You guys check it out. I just want to show you this is the last thing I gotta show you. This is, and of course by now you've already seen the actual episode, so this is what it looks like on the timeline. This is the, try to get a full, that's the timeline. Those are all the cuts. That's everything. And I just want to show you like how utterly, that's the audio, you know, and that's all the video. Just want to show you just how layered and complex the actual episode looks. And there you have it. That's the work that goes into a single episode of WEBCAMS. Makes you appreciate it a little bit more now, doesn't it?